So what you're doing here, you're creating this new B network to connect trams and buses and make it much more seamless for travellers.
Exactly. So we're putting buses back under public control so that then we can link the bus fare system to the tram fare system, a tap-in, tap-out system. We've already cut the cost of public transport in Greater Manchester by 20% to mark the arrival of the B network. So now, today, people can get tickets that are combined bus and tram tickets that are 20% cheaper than what they would have been before the B network. The thing about moving to a system under public control like the B network is finally, after 40 years of routes being cut, of fares going up, finally the people of Greater Manchester are now the bosses of the buses. It's the other way around.
Okay. Can you pay in cash on the bus network?
You can.
It's very important to we have a campaign at GB
yeah,
News for cash.
I know, I'm aware, and we have conversations.
So that will stay. That will stay.
With our drivers. There are cash trays on the new electric buses.
Okay.
And new electric buses, can I just say to GB News, built in Britain.
Yeah.
Built in Britain.
In Scotland.
50 new buses went onto the roads of Wigan and Bolton in the last 2 or 3 days. Built in Scotland. I think that's a great story, isn't it? And I think one of my appeals to the government is, we'll give you credit for helping us do this, so let's have more of it, because actually it won't just help people in a cost of living crisis, it could also help us with our clean air issues.
You'll cut emissions enough with your 50 new electric buses, 50 more coming, and the rest of it. That will mean you don't need to do any kind of ULEZ zone here.
Well, it's not quite as simple as that, but let me explain this really clearly. We are confident, and that the evidence backs this up, that if the government was to back the B network, i.e. help us bring more electric buses into service across the city region, but if it was also to back us with investment to help our taxis improve, our hackney cabs upgrade, we believe we can do it via an investment-led approach rather than a charging-based approach. Can we now then agree that a clean air zone is not right for Greater Manchester, a charging zone? Prime Minister, you can come here this weekend, you can back the B network with the investment that it needs, you can back the taxi industry with the investment which it needs, and you could have an example of saying this is how you get to net zero, but in a fairer way for the public. Greater Manchester is your opportunity.
It's not a never then, is it? I mean, how much money do you need from the government not to bring a ULEZ here?
No, I won't have one.
That's it.
I said when I came in as mayor that I wouldn't have a congestion charge. And I'm also saying I wouldn't have a charging clean air zone. Why? Because, I mean, when we first developed the clean air zone idea, it was meant to be enough money in the system to help everybody upgrade their vehicles. And then with the pandemic, the cost of vehicles spiralled, and hence there was the backlash, which was understood and justified, and why GM is now in a different position. We are saying that you can do this in a different way. As long as I'm mayor, no, I will not have a charging zone, either a congestion charge scheme or a clean air style scheme. The reason being, the north of England has never had the investment in transport to allow some people to live without their car.